The haters have been busy today, so Cross's Borg has decided to jump in with kind of a really creepy video. So we will respond to it.
You know, it's no surprise to anybody out there that Amendum's a whack job. I mean, we've all seen his channel. We're all we're all blocked from his channel.
Yeah, well, wouldn't you like to be, if somebody's a whack job, I mean, wouldn't you appreciate being blocked from a whack job channel? I mean, come on. It's kind of a silly complaint.
And we've all seen, you know, these series he has. He's going on and on about virtual reality and, you know, how nature sucks and all this other stuff. And I mean, he's just showing us every day how much more insane he's getting.
Right, so you're saying that nature doesn't suck, that it's really brilliant, you know, that the molecule, the DNA molecule is brilliant. It just absolutely just happened on it, but it just happened on brilliance. Even though it doesn't have a brain, it figured out how to do the consumption and reproduction thing magnificently, no failures. It just smooth as silk, smooth as silk. Nature just did just immaculate job that nature has done.
You know, and originally I thought about, you know, because obviously I think his ideas are completely stupid. So I was thinking about making a video arguing how ridiculous the virtual reality is. But then,
gee, yeah, wouldn't that be great if you could actually contrive, or at least try to build something that would be called an argument about the actual subject. But no, instead you'll just make a video about me, because I am apparently the subject. It's not virtual reality, it's me.
And, you know, I was watching him, you know, the way he responded to comments and the way he would respond to videos about virtual reality, and it reminded me that you can't talk rationally to an insane person. I mean, in his head, the only thing that's logical is what he thinks. And I mean, people have put forth great videos.
Well, you could have at least linked to the great videos, because yeah, I'm sorry, I think I missed the great videos. Where are the great videos? Rationally arguing against the idea of humanity eventually moving to a more virtual reality.
Arguing against virtual reality, the way, you know, his concept of virtual reality. And he just comes back with, well, you're fucktarded, you're stupid, you make no sense, and the only logic in the world is mine. You can't talk to somebody like that. The guy only believes his thoughts are the only valid ones. And I mean,
yeah, well, until you refute the logic. That's right. Those are the rules. I'm going to think I'm right until you demonstrate that I'm wrong. And all you people can demonstrate is that you can throw mud at me. You might even be able to hurt me, but that's all you can demonstrate. You haven't demonstrated that you can defeat the words I have spoken, the logical sentences I have put together.
And, you know, that's just classic sociopath. Well, then he goes and disables his ratings and comments. Well, that makes him unworthy of debate.
Well, you know, I just left the video response thing open, but whatever. I mean, yeah, you can all have your standards of worthiness of debate. I've simply said that, yeah, I'm not going to argue in text. Somebody's not going to make some blatant statement, just, you're wrong, and leave it at that. It's just useless, okay? So, yeah, you're going to have to make a video so I can do this thing, so I can argue your points one at a time, where I'm not just sitting there arguing in a bunch of 500 character at a time blotches of shit.
I mean, if anybody ever even respectfully, you know, disagrees with his ideas, they're blocked. Right?
Yeah, well, everybody can have their own definition of respect. You know, whatever. I guess, you know what, we could theoretically at the trial put all of the comments, all the people I've blocked in their comments in a list, and I could point out why each comment was not respectful.
He'll lie and say that, oh no, he only blocks for certain things. That's bullshit. There's been so many, and we've all seen them. I mean, I don't have to convince you of anything. We've all seen them. There's many examples of when people are blocked just for disagreeing. You know, and that's Gary reacting in his childish manner because, you know, he's fucked. But
really, no, I mean, it's not really about disagreement. Like I said, if you can bring the argument, I'm not going to block you for bringing a good argument. But you have to bring it in a format that this is a video site. This is not a message board.
Then he now just totally disables all the comments because he's just tired of blocking people, I guess. And like he said, he's losing subscriptions, and it's all with him. It's all about subscriptions and stuff. So it's all about, well, subscriptions in the sense that he likes to be validated by other people because he knows.
Well, if I like that, then I would have left the comments open, just delete all the negative comments and just leave the positive comments. So I guess that can't be what it's all about.
He's fucked up. So he was tired of losing subscription because every time he blocks somebody, he loses subscription. Well, so now he just disabled ratings so he doesn't have to block anybody. I mean, disabled comments and ratings. So, you know, this ratings thing is kind of funny. I remember, you know, he bitches and moans about YouTube and you know how much it sucks and everything, and yet he's still here. He talks about,
well, you know, you got to go where the people are. So yeah, I still use Google, even though I think it's incredibly evil. All right, but you go where the people have gone. You go where everybody has built infrastructure on top of. I use Windows operating system. I don't want to use it, okay, but the software is built to run on it. Idiot. God damn.
The freedom of, you know, he should be able to come on and say this or say that or say that, you know, and all that freedom and democracy he talks about. But then suddenly he made a statement that, you know, because, you know, he gets pissy when you one-star his videos.
Well, I don't get pissy if you one-star a video for a reason. If you don't do it do it to every video, no matter what the subject. Well, of course, that's, you know, it's idiotic. And then if you create a sock account that just exists for only one reason, to one-star my videos, I think I have a right to say, well, that kind of sucks.
He made a statement that YouTube should not allow people to one-star videos, or at least malicious.
Yeah, I've made the statement that they should probably have some sort of barrier to certain things, that you should have to earn rights, okay, on YouTube. You shouldn't just have an account where you don't watch any videos and you don't do anything else but one-star or badly rate videos, or, you know, just rag all over the friggin' internet with a bunch of trash talk. I mean, yeah, who needs that shit? It's completely useless. It has nothing to do with free speech, has nothing to do with anything. And certainly if people have extra accounts, we should be able to know that. I mean, I'll make all my accounts public. I mean, will everybody else be willing to do that? I mean, that really should be part of this existence here, is that people aren't playing fucking games.
Like, they have some kind of program that can tell if it's a malicious one-star or not. You know, Gary, maybe it's not malicious. Maybe it's people just think you're fucked up. So they're going to one-star your fucking videos because you are fucked up and they don't agree with what...
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's what one-stars are for. It's just to say what you agree or disagree with. So it's just a popularity contest, right? Then it has nothing to do with whether it's a good, well-made video or whether the person articulated his point well or anything like that. It's just like, you know, I either like or dislike, and we're just going to play this game. And so, well, fuck that. I mean, that's a shitty way to run a railroad, in my opinion.
You have to say. Ever think of that? Of course not, because you're fucked. Well, then I also came to the conclusion with, there's just no reason to argue virtually. That's like arguing, you know, the point that all cars should be painted fucking pink. It's a stupid argument, all right?
Yeah, it's a stupid argument to talk about technology and consciousness and how the future will likely blend those substantially. That's a stupid argument. Jesus.
Nobody, this virtual reality thing, it's not worthy of an argument because it's retarded. You know, Gary comes off with this.
Yeah, well, it's a great counter, isn't it? It's retarded. So it's, yeah, whatever. It's retarded. Okay, Social Security, it's retarded. I don't know. Let's just pick something, anything, right? It's retarded. The Pacific Ocean, it's retarded.
This idea that, you know, that's the only way to end suffering on the planet. And
yeah, well, I don't know if it's the only way, but it's the only way I can make I can conceive in my mind a practical way to get there. I can't see any practical way to get there in reality with 6.5 billion people and growing. So if you can come up with that explanation of how we get to a better future, with the circumstances that exist now, I'd love to hear it.
The insanity of it all is he then cites a Star Trek episode, the very first episode, which was something kind of similar. It was a hallucination the guy was living in. Captain Pike, Christopher Pike, was living in a hallucination because he was all fucking deformed and burned up and in a wheelchair.
Well, no, that wasn't really, that was on the end, okay? He lived in it because they captured him, and the intent was to use him as breeding stock for a population that would be enslaved, okay, to repopulate the planet and create, maintain the infrastructure for the Brainiac people, okay? So it wasn't exactly, they didn't have pure motives, the Brainiac people. It wasn't, well, whatever. No need to explain the whole episode.